Wrestling Club guys. They battle it out for third. Kennedy would have an opportunity to challenge Logan Stieber where Russell would not. And they just keep coming here. Andrew Howe, Anthony Valencia on the backside. Anthony Valencia, also a junior eligible that chose to wrestle up, where Snyder and McKenna, they're eligible for to request a special wrestle off, and it'll be interesting to see what happens with McKenna not making weight at 61 kilograms. He chose to wrestle 65 this weekend. But you need to be a junior world medalist. Valencia did not medal at last year's Worlds. He chose to wrestle up in the senior division. Interesting, because he would have been a great addition to that junior 74-kilogram bracket.
If he could have beat Mark Hall. I mean, that's what's crazy is that, or Logan Massa, or Chance Marceller. I mean, I'd say you put all those guys in a basket and pull one out. I mean, you never know who's going to win in that crazy 74-kilogram bracket at the junior world level. So which means that it's only going to get better for the future at this weight.
And we're already 4 or 5 guys deep that are a world medalist caliber, and we're just going to continue to add to it at the 74-kilogram weight class. There's that double leg by Valencia. Scored 2 of these against Howe out at the open before Howe coming back to win that bout. I believe it was a 10-5 victory for Howe. But Valencia shows why he's wrestling up here on the senior level. He can go with these guys. He's got that explosive double. There's another one reminiscent of Vegas. Double leg, double leg. Now let's see if Howe can get it back together and come back through.
Anthony Valencia, you saw about a year and a half ago, they made that big announcement. Him and his brother Zahid are going to join Zeke Jones and company over at Arizona State. They also got another guy out of the Monster Garage, Cade Olivas, and he's only a freshman. He is verbally committed to join Zeke Jones. So Zeke Jones has some good guys coming in. You add Lance Bennick, the stud from Minnesota, and a number of other guys that are joining Zeke over at Arizona State, him and Chris Pendleton, company, Lee Pritz, and another double leg, wow, from Anthony Valencia.
And the one thing that Howe's, you know, he's not defending them, but he's getting his chest turned down. He's giving up 2s, not 4s, and that's going to keep him around this match. If 2 of those would have been 4s, you know, would have been, you know, almost insurmountable lead, you would think. But he's kept himself in the match. He's only down 5, and he's a guy that's going to wear on you.
And now he's starting to wear on him. And this is a point where on top, even if you're not going to turn, if you're Andrew Howe, you're working tough and you're taking stuff out of the young gun, Anthony Valencia. And he's working tough on top, though, and he's taking some stuff out of him, that's for sure. 6-3 score, Valencia Howe.
And David Taylor sits waiting. The only person that cannot challenge for a true second in the challenge tournament is Tyler Caldwell, who's going to be coming out on mat 2. And I believe he's taking on Colt Sponseller. Both Howe and Valencia, if they take that 3rd place finish in the challenge tournament, will wrestle Taylor tonight during the best of 3 series. They usually go after the 2nd round of the best of 3 series. They do the true thirds, which is a true 2nd place in the challenge tournament.
Good knee tap attempt there from Howe. He's trying to run behind, and he's not going to get it. And we're going to go back to the center. No points awarded there. 6-4 lead, Anthony Valencia. So you saw Valencia came out, blast double, blast double, blast double, and Howe peppering his way back into this one.
And in-match adjustments is so key. You know, even though Howe saw it out at Vegas, you know, the speed and the power of Valencia and where he comes from, the angles, it's, you know, hard to simulate, and guys that are really good at technique, you can't really see that in practice. So he's gone out, he got taken down 3 times with those, and now he's made the adjustment. Valencia hasn't been able to get back to it, and it's a 6-5 lead as we go to the break for Anthony Valencia.
Yeah, and you see Andrew Howe, Donnie Pritzloff in his corner. Andrew Howe originally wrestled for Donnie Pritzloff at Wisconsin, and a whole lot of coaching changes going on there. He goes down to Oklahoma and ends up finishing in the national finals as a runner-up to Chris Perry. Over in the other corner, Anthony Valencia being coached by his dad, and some of the last times that Valencia will be able to be coached by his dad before he moves on to college.
And that was an interesting conversation when Saeed made the junior world team. You know, I talked about how excited Coach Jones was to get those guys down in Tempe, and you know, really thought they were going to explode whenever he got there. But they've had that growth working out there in California. You know, whatever you're doing, keep doing that. You know, at home. But now Howe has a 7-6 lead. But those guys going to Arizona State, you've got the Sunkist. We talked about the regional training center. Our Mortori with the Sunkist kids running that out of Arizona
Doing a great
State.
job, absolutely.
And, you know, and then we talked about the relationship between West Virginia and Arizona State, almost Sunkist East and Sunkist West, with Sammy Henson there.
Yeah. Howe just wearing down on Valencia. I mean, he scored the last 6 points in this match, and really Valencia started out with those blast doubles, and he's really fresh. It's a lot easier to hit those blast doubles. Howe wearing on him, and it's almost like those blast doubles, he sees them coming.
And it's, you know, whenever you're those fast twitch guys, really explosive, if you can weather the storm, and that weathering the storm for Howe was giving up 2s, not 4s.
Yeah.
And, you know, that fast twitch, it's not as fast in the second period. And it also takes a lot of oxygen.
Behind, yeah. Now he's got that single leg up in the air, brings that knee high, and he's going to want to trip and keep him on the mat here. And it looks like he's going towards the edge. Might just take his 1 point here.
And if you're Valencia,
and he trips, big trip. Andrew Howe, huge takedown on the edge, and he gets 2 there.
Think about match tactics and match strategy. If I'm Valencia there, I'm on the edge. Rather than giving Howe, basically he's backed you into the corner. He's going to take a big swing for the fences, try to go for the 4. Why not just take your step out?
I think Valencia relaxed on the edge. He thought Howe might have just pushed him out.
Yeah.
And instead, Howe gets that knee high and gives a big lift and trip and puts down Valencia hard. And there's a high crotch. And it's just been all Andrew Howe, those first 3 double legs. And now that's 10 straight points for Andrew Howe. Goes for a leg lace, slips a little. But Andrew Howe, like you said, Brock, came out, gave up those double legs, but you called it, weathered the storm, and now he's in a commanding 5-point lead.
And it's really just like their match at the Open that Valencia came out. And now, if you're in Valencia's corner, you know, you've got to talk about adjustments for the future. How can we sustain that pace, or how can we get those double legs late in the match like we are getting them in the early on?
Look at the maturity, the physicality, and some of that might just come with age. I mean, 2 completely different body styles out here. Not saying that Anthony Valencia is not strong, but Andrew Howe is just a brute force out there, and you could tell that there's a little more physicality involved in Andrew Howe. As Anthony Valencia, he's still growing up. He might be 18, 19, 20 years old at most. Howe, 25, 26. I mean, he's really up there, got that experience, got that strength over Anthony Valencia.
As we talk about that, May 13th, 96, 19 years old for Anthony Valencia. Good showing for himself at the U.S. Open, taking 3rd. Great showing here at the World Team Trials, wrestling up in the senior division.
Absolutely. Really a lot of toughness, and just shows what kind of guts he has coming out here, jumping up to the senior level and competing with the toughest weight class in the world. And he's obviously not happy about his performance going out there, but heck of a job from Anthony Valencia.
As we talked about these guys at 74 kilograms, they all believe they can be the best in the world.